Hello, everybody, and welcome to Modena to Maranello, your Ferrari Motorsport podcast, everything. Today, Paul and I are going to have a bit of a chat. He wants to ask me a few questions about a few things, and we both thought it'd be great to share that with you. So anyway, my name's Toby here in London.
And hi, I'm Paul here from Birmingham. So Toby, you visited Maranello again. You lucky guy. You had a great time. I'm aware that she's brilliant.
Absolutely.
Obviously, so much to see, so many places to go. But let's just imagine you can only visit 3 places in Maranello. You're only there for a day. Which 3 places or would you visit in the area?
Right. That's a great question. I mean, that's pretty wow. There are many things. I think obviously you have to do the museum. That's if you have the time, obviously the one in Modena too, which includes like the museums and the factory tour. I think that would be something you would have to do. I think you'd have to go for a beer at some point, so you definitely got to go to see Massimo. Obviously, you've got to go to the gallery bar. You can't not do that and check out all the memorabilia in there. I'm going to mention more than 3 things, I guess, because obviously from one to the other, you've got to pass a bunch of great shops and stores full of gear and everything. You're just going to stick your head in and have a look. It's 3 things. That's tough. Yeah. I mean, Fiorano has to be on the list as well, just to pop up there and have a look at it. And I guess if you're eating dinner, it's either the Cavallino or Montana's, and I'd probably choose Montana's, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think it's the memorabilia in there is better for me. I think So, but anyway, that's what What about yourself? I think that's what I would recommend. If you're there for maybe a day or 2, that's probably all you could do.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, the museum is the main thing, with the main attraction within the area. Definitely Montana's for me. Go there, eat some great food, and see all the memorabilia. And reminisce all the people that have been through those doors, which is unbelievable.
It's incredible. Yeah.
Not just Formula One personnel, lots of footballers and other celebrities and other personnel. Absolutely crazy to think of that. For me, I really loved, which is probably not for everyone, just for me, walking down past the museum, past the Motorsport Maranello store on your left, then turning right down the side street where you've got the Gilles Villeneuve monument.
Yes, yeah.
And then as you walk down there, you've got the big sign, Pista di Ferrari, which is just incredible to see live. And it's just so quiet because there's not really any cars around or people. It's very silent. And as a Ferrari fan, thinking of all those mega drivers that have been there over the years, Lauda, Villeneuve, Vettel, Alonso, Schumacher, etc. It's just that feeling is just amazing. Looking up the sign with the blue sky, that for me was just incredible. No one around.
I know. I love that. Yeah, it is incredibly peaceful, and your memory can just wander into the past, obviously, and just the thought of in your mind of knowing who's been there and seeing them in your mind, it's pretty incredible. It's funny you mentioned that there's not many people around or not much around down there. There's Peluso Automotive, which is right there, which is full of Ferraris, full of them, and they're all being worked on, and it's incredible. There's probably 50 or 60 in there that are all hidden behind, straight out of the factory, and being worked on. And also the other side of Fiorano, across the bridge there at Zanassi, and it's exactly the same. So it's quite funny how much there is there, actually. But yeah, I agree with you, mate. That is a wonderful walk, very peaceful, beautiful, especially this time of year. It's absolutely stunning down there. And if you're lucky enough, you get to see things running around the track. And
the only thing, there's not much shade down it, so it's very hot, isn't it?
It can be a hot walk.
Tarmac. It's all tarmac down there. It's very hot, but it's absolutely amazing. So I totally agree with you, Tony. I think those are the main places to go. But as we know, we could probably name about 30 different
for sure.
iconic places to visit or see. So fantastic.
Yeah.
So I've got a few questions for you here, Toby. I'm just
okay.
interested to see what your answers will be. The first one is breaking news: Ferrari are leaving Formula One. I'm only joking, guys, back there, but let's just say Ferrari are finished in Formula One. They've fallen out with it, and they're moving on. So you've got to support a team. So with the current teams, who would you support?
Mercedes, of course.
I'm going to say, I know it's not with Mercedes.
No. Interesting. All right. Current teams are we talking about?
The current teams that are on the grid at the moment, yeah.
Okay, Williams. I go with Williams. Yeah. I think because they were the first team that that livery. There were two big liveries, obviously the McLaren livery and the Cannon livery, Mansell and PK driving, and I just but that Williams car really that whole thing got me into Formula One. So had I not discovered Ferrari shortly afterwards, that it would be Williams for sure. Absolutely.
I always say, like, Williams is always everyone's second team. They sort of always have said, haven't they, over the years? So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I mean Alfa Romeo, of course. But I think without Ferrari being there, then I wouldn't have got into them. I don't think so. I'm going to go with Williams. What about yourself? Is that
I mean, obviously, I've always liked Alfa Romeo with the Ferrari link, but obviously that's done now. Williams and McLaren, it's a tough one for me, but I like both teams. Great to see them both in Formula One over these years. But I think I might just go McLaren. Just
you know what? Don't tell Peter. Don't tell Peter. He's gonna have your balls on a stick, mate. He will.
Sorry, Peter. I do apologise. Please remove me from Facebook and I do apologise. I'll send you some flowers. I do apologise. But no, I just like the concept of McLaren now. I talked about in the last podcast the marketing. They're a proper racing team. They're in obviously the Indy racing, Formula E. And hopefully they'll come into the endurance racing. So they're a proper racing team. I love they've gone back to their colour, that orangey livery. I really like that. McLaren would just maybe just take it from me. I just see Williams as probably not quite the same as it was when the Williams were obviously involved. They've obviously changed a little bit now, unfortunately. But I presume you picked Williams because Carlos is going there as well.
Of course, 100%, mate. That's the only reason I picked it. Yeah, that's it. Go on, Carlos. That's it. Yeah, I hope he does go there. That'd be fantastic. I mean, obviously not next year, but in 26 when they get, as what's predicted to be an amazing car and engine, I'm happy for him. I think that's going to be
definitely. I think, really. But I think that Aston Martin are obviously quite a popular team with the brand. Red Bull are with obviously Max and how well they're doing. But with all the other teams, they're not quite got that popularity, have they? Like you might have had years ago, like Haas and Stake.
Yeah. Well, they're all relatively new. I mean, as far as we're concerned, like, as you said the other day, we're old school. So, I'd be shocked if either one of us didn't pick McLaren or Williams, to be honest. Or Sauber, or something like that. So,
no, absolutely. And I suppose the people coming into the sport, if they've got a driver, within a team like Joe in Stake, then obviously that he's going to be popular. They're going to be buying that sort of merchandise to support him. But no, I think that was probably an answer I was probly expecting from you, to be honest. And maybe
really, I'm that predictable.
A little bit surprised maybe with my decision. I don't know.
No, not at all. I think they're both great teams, aren't they? It's
absolutely,
it's a close call for sure.
And said you want that competition, don't you? You don't want them to fall away. It's more interesting when you've got Williams, McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, and so on. You want them around. Okay, Toby. Moving on. Which three drivers would you have liked to see drive for Ferrari over the years? Who never obviously prancing wheels?
Current drivers or
can go back years and
Right.
years.
Okay. Well, Jim Clark for sure. He's one of
Yeah,
my all-time favorites,
fantastic.
and you know,
Yeah,
arguably the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. Um, you said three, right? So Jim
yeah.
Clark. I think Mika Hakkinen also. I think he would have
Okay, cool.
been unbelievable uh,
Yeah,
at Ferrari, and of course Senna. I think it would have been very cool to see Senna um, and Michael. I guess would have
yeah,
been
yeah,
at the
yeah,
same time, right? So be interesting to see. Who knows what would have happened? I mean, that could have been a
yeah,
complete disaster,
yeah,
or it could have been even more magical than it was with just Michael. But yeah, I think so. I'll go with those three. I mean, there are others I could think of too. I would like to see Jensen
yeah.
probably be there, but yeah, I'll go with those three. I'll go with
Yeah.
Jim Clark,
I was going to
Senna.
ask you about one, and then I thought I'm going to ask three because I felt you might say Senna if it was just one. Am I right?
Uh, um, no, I wouldn't
No.
have.
Okay, fair
No,
enough.
no. Yeah, I would
We
have
don't
probably
really
said
know
Jim
each other
Clark.
that well, do we?
I would have said Jim Clark actually. I would have stuck
Okay,
with
cool.
him. You
Again,
know,
I'm learning something tonight from
yeah.
yourself, which is great.
I'm certainly positive. I hope nothing terrible.
No,
So
no, all good over here. All good over
yeah,
here.
okay.
So for me, I would have said Senna as well, most definitely.
Okay.
And I actually was going to say Jensen, to be honest. I didn't know you were going to say
Mm,
Jensen. I was going to say
yep.
Jensen.
Mm,
I thought he was a great driver.
hmm.
I think he would have fit quite well with the Ferrari brand.
Yep.
Um, and
Great
also,
driver.
Williams,
Hmm.
McLaren, Renault, Honda. So all the other general teams, within his
Yeah.
era, apart from Ferrari. I mean, there was always a little bit of talk he might go, but it never was
Never happened.
going to happen.
Mm.
And the other one, I'm going to go back a few years. Um, the late great Sir Sterling Moss.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously, he never
Yeah.
drove for Ferrari, and he nearly did.
He
But
did.
something happened. It's always in the car, and he went back home, so to speak. He fell out with some issue with Enzo,
Yeah.
and he was supposed to be driving. He says, "Oh, no, you're not." And yeah,
That was
so,
it. He
some
was out of there.
miscommunication or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I'd like to have seen Sterling Moss in a Ferrari. I think that would have been
Yeah.
pretty.
Cool.
Obviously, over the years, we've had so many different teams involved in Formula One, coming and going, changing
Hmm.
names, privateers coming in and out.
Yep.
So is there a particular team that's no longer around that you really liked?
Yeah. Lotus.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, great.
Tyrrell and Lotus, I think. But yeah, that like it goes back to when I first got into it. I just remember that black Lotus with Senna's yellow helmet in it, and yeah, that was so Lotus. I just for some reason I thought they were a great team. Whether they were or not at the time, I can't remember. I don't
No,
know, but
again, iconic Formula brand that will never be forgotten with the liveries,
yeah,
Ayrton Senna, John Player Special, and Jim
yeah,
Clark, and yeah,
all of that. Yeah, I mean
absolutely
Alfa
amazing.
Romeo, of course. I'd like to see
Yeah,
them back in it.
yeah.
Absolutely, Alfa Romeo and Lotus. I would have said
Right.
they're the two.
But it was
I mean,
interesting, like recently, well, sort of 10 years or so back with Lotus, wasn't it? You got
mm,
one Lotus and you got another Lotus. Do you remember there's two Lotuses at the time?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The sort of Tony Fernandez Lotus
That's
that
it.
became Caterham, and then the
Hmm.
Lotus that was involved with Kimi Raikkonen
That's
and
it.
Renault and so on. It
Hmm.
was all a bit.
Hmm.
No, we've got the Lotus name. No, we've got the Lotus name.
Right.
So obviously Tony Fernandez changed it to Caterham, didn't he? In the end,
Yes, that's
that
right.
was all
Yeah,
a bit confusing. But I did quite
yeah.
like the Kimi Raikkonen era in Lotus Renault. That was
Massive. Now, even though he was treated like garbage
yes,
by
yeah.
them, I think he did an amazing job. And actually, there's another team that comes Arrows as well. I used to really like
Oh,
Arrows.
arrows, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
So I just Della Rossa was I remember driving in that, and
Frenson,
obviously, yeah, it was Damon Hill. I think was in it for a little
yeah,
bit, and
Arrows Yamaha for a year, wasn't it, in
yeah.
'97?
But I just remember Della Rossa in it, and that was a quick car in the straight. I remember it was quick.
And they had the orange livery, didn't they?
Yeah,
Mobile. And
that's it.
I used to love Minardi.
Of
Um,
course. Yeah. Yeah.
I used to like the underdog, and Minardi were one of the last sort of proper teams that were just Paul Stoddart owned the team.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just sort of like a individual guy, putting money in and wondering at the end of the month, oh geez, I'm gonna have to put more money in, and we need another
Yeah.
sponsor. Oh geez, how are we gonna all the cost to get to this Grand Prix? How are we gonna afford that? And let's leave people
Yeah.
behind and let's go.
Right.
Let's go on a boat. Not getting on the but it was. I used to love Minardi, and they used to just fight at the back, just to even tag at the back, didn't they, to stay
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
get probably lapped a few times. I obviously had a with Mark Webber when he came fifth at the Australian Grand Prix was like a win to them.
Yeah.
But I
I
used to
remember
like
Luca Badoa crying, because he nearly got on the podium there, or in the points, wasn't it? He nearly got in the
yeah,
points or something. So I just
that's
remember him crying, and
yeah, which
yeah,
was obviously massive to them.
yeah,
So I used to like
yeah,
Minardi. I used to like the liveries as well. And wow, they had some amazing drivers come through as well. Obviously
mhm.
Alonso to name quite a few.
Yes,
So they did start off a lot of careers
yeah.
for a lot of Formula One drivers
The,
to put
There's
in the
some
door.
amazing. I mean, the Minardi Day I've been told about a few times. I'd love to go and check that out one time. It's supposed to be amazing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's
I'd
right. And they
love
had
to
that sort of
that
2
bit.
and 3 seater car that they used to take round, didn't
Yeah,
they?
I feel a bit jealous about your answer, mate. I think you've nailed it, and I just completely trashed it, to be honest. So
No, no,
I'd
it's all
like to change my answer to Minardi as well now. So yeah,
But I do
yeah,
remember going back, Justin Wilson, who unfortunately we lost in IndyCars with that fatal
hmm
sort of head
yeah,
injury, which was such a great guy. I was really,
hmm
obviously upset, like a lot of people would have been regarding that. A great family man as well. When he started in Minardi, he'd race at the weekends, and then Monday, Tuesday, he'd go and be like a track instructor at
right,
the British tracks and
hmm
sort of taking people around, and then suddenly back in the Formula One car. So how it was from
yeah,
that situation where he's probably driving for free and then instructing for money. And then you got at the same time people like Michael Schumacher earning millions of pounds doing the
yeah,
same in the same race was just
yeah.
incredible to think how the difference was in the levels. Crazy. Okay, Toby. So you're now in charge of Formula One.
Of course, always have
Absolutely.
been,
I think
always
you
will
think you
be.
are anyway, don't you? To be honest, I'm only joking. So yeah, you're in charge of Formula One for 2025, and you can get rid of one of the tracks that you don't like and
Right,
replace it another track. So first of all, which one are you going to ditch?
just one.
It's quite a few, isn't
Excuse me. Well, one springs to mind immediately. I'm not a huge fan of the night races, so a few of that Singapore I'm okay with, I guess, but a few of them could go. The American races, I'd happily ditch most of those. Although Miami was reasonable
Yeah.
racing last time, but um, if I have to pick one, I'll go with Abu Dhabi. Let's get rid of that. Let's just throw that
It's
out.
awful, isn't it? It is
Yeah,
awful.
let's just push that out the back right now and flush it down the toilet where it deserves. And if I have
Um,
to replace it with somewhere, then wow, I'd love to see the South African race return. So
yeah.
Kyle Army, I'd like to see
Oh
that.
wow. Yeah.
But why not Brands Hatch? Let's go with Brands Hatch. Let's put that back
Very
on the
good.
calendar. You
We'll
know,
we'll just put a lick of paint somewhere and
that's it.
yeah, do a
That's
couple
it.
of little jobs and we'll
I,
clean the
I
track
would have
and
chosen
we're
is
good to go.
I would have chosen Paul Ricard, but it's already been someone's already kicked that out for me. So I mean, that was
Yeah,
a hideous race. I hated Paul Ricard. The way they
absolutely. Yeah.
did the track and everything, it's disgusting. But on the old, Hockenheim ring, Hockenheim,
Oh,
that was
when they
the
used to
old
go
one
through
through the
the
forest.
forest, that was
Yeah,
amazing, wasn't it? That was just
I mean, if we could pull that back, that would be great.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
So I hope people
so
from Formula One listening that we're doing your job for you. You don't need to sort of pay for people to come in to make decisions for you. We'll do it for you
well,
for free.
they no, no, Paul, what are you talking about? No, they could pay us instead. That's fine. That's it. In fact, that's already 50 grand right there. That information.
That's it. Yeah, just for that consultation
That's
fee.
it. That's it. Yeah, it's been 3 minutes. They can have, that's it.
Yeah, for me, I'm along the lines of yourself. I forgot about Abu Dhabi because it's that bad. It's not even in my head at all. Because I think by the time you get before Abu Dhabi, the season's finished anyway. So that's just
Yes.
For me, Bahrain. I know I moan about it most podcasts, but Bahrain I can't stand. I say I love to see when I put the TV on, sort of iconic corners and fans and
Yeah.
so many things we see a Rouge, for example, in Spa and Imola, where you see people in the houses watching the
yeah.
race.
Beautiful.
Obviously, Monaco, there's so many different parts. So that's just incredible. You could go on and on and on, but Bahrain has nothing for me. So Bahrain for me, and I'd bring back Malaysia, Sepang.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's a great track. Yeah,
making sure there's no thunderstorms or.
I was going to say, but every time I think of it, I just see torrential downpour in my head when I think of that track.
I don't want to be cancelled for 11 days. I'd just like to have a dry day.
Red flag. That's it. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
that's great.
The race will resume in 1 hour. The race will resume in 2 hours. Come back next weekend.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, from Malaysia, I used to love that track. So that for me. Okay, Toby. So there's been a talk. I don't know how true it is. Talk about Ferrari in talks with Formula E about getting involved in their particular race series. I'm not sure how far it's gone, or is it just rumours? But I know you're not a big fan of Formula E, and it's just on your doorstep if you want to go and watch it.
It is. Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah,
I think you should really go.
I should actually. I should have gone by now already.
No. I probably know what your answer is there, but Ferrari and Formula E, what are you thinking?
I don't think anything. I just can't stand it. I mean, if they do, fine, but
not for you.
If it's down the road,
yeah,
if it's down the road and they're in it,
while you were in it,
though. I probably would try and view a few races, without trying to
religiously every race. You might just pick up on it.
Yeah, I'd watch it if I caught it on. If it was down, when it's in, when it's in town, I'd probably go and watch it for that. That's it. Yeah.
I suppose it would be big for the series if Ferrari did join it. It would make it double as popular.
Of course.
No, it's not popular at the moment, but a lot more popular. But I suppose at least you could get some of all these academy drivers and all these drivers that not get into Formula One through Ferrari somewhere to go, I suppose.
It give a lot of drivers somewhere to go. Yeah. I think it already has, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a bit of a sort of a graveyard for Formula One drivers.
It is, isn't it? So, yes, it's absolutely. Yeah. Okay, cool. I presume that was your answer, and probably along the lines of yourself. I hope it doesn't happen, but if it does, I'll probably take a little bit more interest, obviously, with Ferrari being involved.
Yeah.
And moving on to the IndyCar series, what's your thoughts on if Ferrari were ever to go into?
That would be great. That would be great because, to be fair, my interest in IndyCar isn't huge. No disrespect to it. I just don't really follow it. I don't follow NASCAR that much. I don't follow the IndyCar series or any of the North American stuff. So it would I admire it. I think it's fantastic. It's skill and some good drivers. But so if they were in it, I would definitely start watching the series. It would make it interesting for me. I
think it'd be great to see.
I think I don't. It would be. I don't like the look of the cars. I don't like the shell over it. The full, and I don't like the sound of the engines. So, but I do like the chaos. Every time, the ones I have watched, there's always chaos. There's always some kind of major drama. Drivers facing the wrong. There's one race where there were. There's all of that.
Old school fisticuffs.
Yeah, I forget the race I was watching. I think it was a year or two ago, and there was a roundabout involved, and half of the cars ended up the wrong way
Yeah,
on the
that's right.
roundabout
Yeah,
or
yeah, I
something, and
remember that one. Yeah,
like
yeah.
one of them on it, and like one of them the other way, and it was just chaos. And I just, but there was no red flag. It was just like carry on,
Yeah,
no
just
problem.
get through. There's a little gap here. Carry on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
go
it.
on,
And sort
keep
of,
going.
big trucks pulling them out of the way, and cars just bombing past at 200 miles an hour. And I'm like, okay, well, that is quite cool actually. At least there's proper racing happening here. No one complains of track limits and things like that. It's just get on with
Yeah.
it, isn't
Still
it?
proper
So
raw cars, isn't it? It's sort of still, that era. But
yeah,
I think it'd be great. Obviously, Ferrari, we killed Formula One over the years, and Le Mans. Obviously, we won Le Mans last year. But
yeah,
wouldn't it be great if Ferrari won the Indy 500? That would be
it would be fantastic.
incredible.
Yeah, that
That would just
that
be
would
the
be
icing
worth
on the
doing.
cake, wouldn't it? So,
Yeah, I mean, even if they didn't do the whole series, are they allowed to
yeah,
enter just the Indy 500?
yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
that's
I'm
okay.
pretty sure
So I
they
mean,
can.
that would be pretty cool.
But I'm sure with Ferrari, it'd be an open door, wouldn't it? You do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the series will just blow up. So, yeah, come on, Ferrari. Let's get to the Indy 500 2026. Let's
Come on,
start. So,
guys, let's do it. I'm there.
yeah,
That's it.
we're gonna be there. So, Toby, Ferrari have had some amazing team clothing over the years.
Yeah.
It's all going a bit crazy now. There's lots coming out. So, just going to ask, what's your favourite sort of team clothing over the years? What sort of maybe what year or what sort of period?
I mean, I love the Monza yellow. I thought it was
Yeah,
fantastic. And the 1000 Grand Prix, it was yellow. That darker red they had. Um,
yeah,
yeah, all of that stuff I thought was fantastic. Recent times, I mean, it all get like you say, it all gets a bit crazy, right? Because
yeah,
it seems like every race there's a reason to bring out
yeah,
a
yeah,
new this or a new that or a new, just fleecing us for a few quid, really,
yeah,
aren't they?
yeah. It's a little bit getting a bit silly now, definitely.
Yeah, I actually I quite like the Miami stuff, the Miami blue that we just
Yeah,
had. I thought that was decent. But yeah, I think I mean obviously people don't know we're recording this on the Wednesday evening before the Canadian
yeah,
Grand Prix. So and yesterday, which was Tuesday for us, we were I saw they brought out the hockey shirts.
yeah. The ice hockey Ferrari shirt now. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's obviously the Canadian Grand Prix. So I just think, oh my goodness, like how many more things? I mean, I hated the baseball shirt. I just
Yeah,
hated all that stuff. So, um,
yeah,
but yeah. So I mean, if I had to choose one, I'd go with the yellow Monza stuff. I thought
yeah,
that was really, really.
yeah. I must say I was going to say exactly the same. The yellow
Oh
monster. I
right,
know it was similar to the red one. It just was
yeah,
yellow with 75 on it. But
yeah,
no, it's a lovely shirt.
hmm
Sometimes I go to wear it. I think it's hot outside. I'm going to have all flies over me, so I better not. But that was an epic shirt. 2022 Monza,
yeah,
wasn't it? And the yellow Ferrari suits and caps and
yeah, yeah,
yeah, that was epic. I mean, for me, um, going back to the Tommy Hilfiger clothing, I
hmm
think a lot of Ferrari fans absolutely love that era.
yeah,
I
absolutely,
wish they'd
yeah,
bought more or maybe not thrown it away because it's
absolutely.
worth quite a lot of money now.
And high quality too. It was decent quality.
Yeah, it was
It
proper
wasn't this.
heavy, high quality stuff.
Yeah,
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 definitely. I
absolutely. I
mean,
agree with that as well.
as you said, now, I mean, this year already we've had the Miami collection,
Hmm
the Charles Monaco cap.
Yeah,
Now we've got the ice hockey shirts for Canada. Then we're going to have a cap for Science's home Grand Prix
of
at the end of
course, of
June.
course.
And then we're moving on to it'll probably be Monza again. We'll have a kit out, maybe
Yeah,
Las Vegas again.
I'm sure Vegas will. Yeah,
And then
yeah.
when we win the Drivers and Constructors Championship, there'll be obviously stuff for that at the end of the year.
Why are we
But
laughing? Why are we laughing? Come on, this is serious, people.
yeah, Red Bull are in trouble. They're rocky.
That's
They're
it.
rocky.
That's
Um,
it. They're on the
but
ropes.
no, I think it's just got a little bit silly. The prices are just ridiculous, and
I
it's
just think it takes away the
yeah,
any unique thing about it, because when it was just once in a while, it was like, oh, that's awesome, and everyone tries to get hold of one and everyone loves it. But when it's almost every race or every other race, it's like, well, what's the point? Where's the value? And this whole thing about limited edition stuff. It's like those Tifosi bottles of Peroni, limited edition. Limited to like 20 million. I mean, they're everywhere in Maranello. It's every bar you walk into. They're just, the fridges are full of them. It's like, come on, and it's the same with the Monza stuff. To be honest, everyone said, "Oh, I can't get out." They're limited. They're huge numbers of those.
Yeah, they are huge.
You can still find them.
They're not small.
Yeah, so. But that's the only problem I have with it. It just takes away any kind of special, I don't know what the word I'm looking is, but there's nothing special about it. It's like having Christmas every other weekend or something,
it's not too much.
Chocolate every day.
I said years ago. I mean, we had the Monza stuff was special because that was the only thing for the particular year, something different from the normal kit that we'd seen all season, and everyone was like, "Wow, I want to get a T-shirt or whatever." But yeah, as I said, now it's like every race. Oh, we're going to do this because of that, and
no, it kind of goes over my head a little bit.
A lot of the stuff they're putting out, like you said, the American football shirts and the baseball shirts they did last year for Miami, I think it was, and the Canada ice hockey shirts. If you wait maybe 6 months, you're going to get them half price, more than likely.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the Monaco cap for Charles was selling, but then when he won the race, people thought,
of course,
and that sold out. Generally, I think for most places, maybe the Ferrari store got it, but it just depends on the outcome as well. Sometimes as well. So, okay, Toby. So obviously we've got the Canadian Grand Prix coming up, which I'm really looking forward to. I love that race. Great circuit, great memories. The Wall of Champions and so on. But also we've got to keep an eye coming up for Le Mans, which we've talked about in one of our earlier podcasts. And centenary last year, Ferrari winning, it was just, we've talked about it and we'll keep talking about it for years to come. So we're going again this, in a few weeks. So how do you think we'll do?
Well, I'd like to say we're going to do great, but I know Toyota are a lot stronger, as are Porsche. So who knows? Who knows what I would like to think we're going to do all right. I think we have a great, great drivers again. It's going to be cool to see the 83 car going around. I think that's going to be really cool with Kubica driving. So we'll see. My fingers are crossed, and all we can do is hope for the best. So,
I think it's going to be a great race again, isn't it? And I think we've got a great chance of doing well. Also, it's one of those races, isn't it, that suddenly you can be a little bit far away, and then the safety car will bring everyone together. So it's a long race. I'm looking forward to it. And we do. So we've got a good car this year, but things haven't gone our way. Imola, Spa. Hopefully, if we do well, that's going to give us a lot of points haul to sort of try and pull back to looking at, because it'd be nice for us to win the World Championship, which looks difficult now. But I'd love to see the team win the World Championship at some year as well as Le Mans.
Yeah, I mean, if we can't win the championship, then if we can win Le Mans, that's great. Because that's the jewel in the crown, isn't it? So
absolutely,
let's hope. I mean, last year, as you say, was just ridiculous. It was epic. So if we can come close to that or match it, then fantastic. But Toyota certainly look like they've got their act together again, and Porsche are strong. So let's hope. Let's hope.
Great answers, Toby. Really enjoyed it. So thank you very much.
Well,
and
thanks. Yeah,
we've got lots more podcasts to come and lots more material to share with you. So thank you very much for watching and listening, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Thanks.